What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The update has officially finished, and we're gonna do and go into this to see what we get, what are the new maintenance things that we got, some of the rewards, and most importantly, what mistakes to avoid. Right, I'm so excited because this is a massive update with heaps of good changes to help the player base. So, without further ado, let's get in there and let's see what Netmarble has cooked up for us for solo leveling Arise. Alright, so if you don't know already, my name is Jackie. I've followed solo leveling since like 50 chapters in the manhwa, and I've loved it ever since. I reckon in my heart it's always going to be the GOAT of manhwas, although I think the GOAT of mangas One Piece for sure. I've watched that since I was a kid growing up. I've reread it like 5 times. It's definitely one of the most sophisticated mangas out there, but we're not here to talk about that today. If you want to know more or want to chat to me about that, you can shoot me a message or leave it in the comments below. Guys, are you seeing something different? I sure am. Are you still not seeing anything different? Yeah, I'll give you a full 360 spin of her. Alright, the Sa costume is out and we can change who we want to see as the main character in the lobby. Look at that. I'm pretty sure she didn't have that tattoo before. Now, if you're wondering how to actually change this, I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you at the end of this video. But if you haven't got the Sa costume, don't worry. Even if you started late or you missed some days, you have 20 more days. So even if you start playing this game today, you still get the Sa costume because it's 14 days in. All right. Next is we have this new event, right, where you get a free weapon of you, and you also get a free blessing stones and rune chest. Although these are random, but still a win. Look at that, an epic one. I'm really hoping I get this blessing stone, double-edged sword, or I get like a pulverize or something. This is one of the best ones. I'll be pumping out videos to tell you guys which ones you should go for, because a lot of people are going to have questions. All right, so make sure you get those, get the events, get that Sa costume. It looks so good. All right, next is our rewards. So I got some money, right, some coins, got some diamonds. This one is important. All right, don't make this mistake. All right, this was the first thing I thought of, is when people see this, they're going to be like, oh my god, this is sick, and they're going to click in and click random ones. This is special because you can obtain one of the following items. You choose which one you want. Right, you can choose which rune you want, you can choose which blessing you want. All right, so I'm going to quickly go over it. This is not going to be very detailed, but in terms of runes, you want to go for the break. The break is undoubtedly the most important ones. So any of these almighty breaks, except for, actually let's go into Majinmu. Skills, any of these breaks, in my opinion, except for the wind, actually even the wind's not bad, but I don't like it. Water, fire, light, they're probably my favorite ones. Okay, from experience, fire and water are the two that I use the most, just because water freezes and fire increases your crit hit damage. For the new content that's upcoming, I don't know what it is yet, but I do know it's probably going to have to do with something fire related. So my pick would be either the water or fire. If you're having trouble clearing Vulcan and you're just missing that bit of damage, having an epic water rune will actually help you a lot. Okay, so this is definitely what I would choose. Now, in terms of the blessings, all right, blessings. This is probably not the best page to show you guys blessings, because as you can see, my blessings are pretty ass. Where is it? Codex. All right, so blessing stones, there's a few good ones. I'll give you 6. These are the top 6. You choose what you need based on what you don't have. Okay, first one's weakness detection. Deals elemental weakness by 20%. Okay, this is the legendary. Let's go epic, because that's the one everyone's going to get. You get 12% extra damage. This is definitely one. Okay, next one is double-edged sword. When your attack hits, your attack increases by 3% for 10 seconds, but then you also get hit more, right? And you can stack this up to 4 times. So that's another 12% damage. Yeah, 12% is crazy. So this is 12%, this is 12%. If normally I'd go for this because a lot of times I need that extra damage for bosses and I use elemental weakness for that. And this doesn't have like a cooldown, right? Pulverize, beautiful. If you don't have this, you won't go wrong with Pulverize because the break effects that you apply increases by 18%. And the break damage is also increased. So if you have break skills, this is going to increase by 18%. All right, that's 3. Pulverize, weakness detection, double-edged sword. Next one I would say is probably, where is it? Boss Slayer. There we go. 12% permanent increase to bosses, right? Your dash increases, like the cooldown increases by 20, but Boss Slayer, that flat 12% is crazy, right? Next one I would say is Sharp Perception. Increase your crit rate by 2%, and then you can stack up to 5%, which means you increase your crit rate by 10%. So if you don't already have a full cap of 100% crit rate, by whether it's through your artifacts, your weapons, your skills, this is great, right? So that's 5. And the last one that I actually want to put on this is Advanced Dagger Technique. Increase damage by 8.4 when the enemies are below 70%, right? This is permanent as well, so it's great for killing bosses or doing a lot of content. So that's your 6 blessings that you should go for. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, Fusion. All right. Fusion, they have increased our rates to 45%. Before it was 35, it was actually ass. Now it's 45, it's so good, right? That's almost half, like almost 50-50, and you're going to get a lot more chance to get epics and eventually be able to get legendary runes. Similar with blessings, you get 45%. Similar with gems, you now get 45 and 35%, and you only get 30% for the runes and blessings here. Okay, so these are wins. I'm excited to start getting some blessing stones to see what I get, and I believe we have some other new things such as crafting, right? We got these new stones. To get mana rocks, you simply just have to fuse, these meddling cubes, and this is a pay to win feature. If you have dupes of legendary, man, if you're not a whale and you have like dupes of these, man, you are either very unlucky or lucky. But you can now use these dupes, and you need to use 1,000 of these to craft a random legendary rune or blessings. Okay, so it's random, you can't pick. We've got the weapon now for you, and then we've got our SR Hunter weapons. Right, the 2 that you're going to go for are for Kangs and Nams. And in order to craft them, you need to get 4 of these exclusive hunter weapon designs, blue crystals, and the mana rock that I showed you before. How you get these designs, there's a few things. One is from the Hunter Archive. If you go to weapons and you go to shops. So this is a pay to win feature, but Hunter Archives, all right, this is the next part we want to talk about. We have secret library. So if you don't know where this is, by the way, this is in the Hunter Archives here. And there's 2 hunters that currently have the secret library, Park Hee-jin and Yu Su-hyun. Right? Now, you can only access the secret library once you finish doing this archive, and once you get into the secret library, you need to finish it to get these rewards. There's your exclusive weapon design, and you get a free costume, which is pretty sick. Right? That looks good. She's looking glamorous. All right, and let's go into the Park Hee-jin's one, and I'll show you how this works. See, I've cleared all this part, and in the secret library, this is how you're going to get points, because you see, you need to get a total of 7,500 points in order to get the reward. And how you get it? By clearing the story, you'll get 15. By having Park Hee-jin, you get 65. By having Baek, you get 10. Using the weapon, you get another 5. And if you use Han Song-yi, you get 12. Essentially, if you can, just chuck all of these hunters in a team and make sure you have the weapon on him, and you'll get maximize your points. Right? That is the Hunter Archive. Let's see if I got anything missed out. Oh, by the way, if you haven't checked out my previous video, make sure you to check it out because the codes are still available. They're still, they haven't expired. You get 1,000 essence stones and 20 black tickets, which is massive, right? Massive, 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 massive. So make sure you go in and get those. And the last thing that I want to talk about is, actually not the last thing. Have you guys noticed anything? I'll go out, I'll change a few times. I'll let you see what I mean. No? Alright, this is what I mean. The loading is completely gone. You see, there's no more slow ass loading. You can go around, click anything, get in, get out. So quick. The devs have finally fixed it. I think a lot of people are going to love this. Alright. Alright, the last thing I do want to talk about is draws. Get this weapon. This fire bow. I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Phoenix Soul. This is probably going to be one of the strongest weapons that's in the game now. Because with the core build coming out, he's going to be stacking a lot of damage. Alright, well, there'll be testing of this done. Hopefully I'll get more weapons and different copies of him to be able to see what's actually the best. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there testing for this, but I can already see this is going to be one of the strongest weapons in the game, especially for later content, because I expect with the Fire Unit U coming out and with this fire bow, we're going to be needing fire units in this game, right? And for later content that comes out, this is going to be important. So I'm going to put up a summoning video for this. Hopefully I get him. Not him. Why am I calling it him? Hopefully I get the bow and we can play around with it. One last thing is not too important, but there is just more Battlefield of Trials, right? There is a challenge mode that you can do for players and hunters, which gives us more rewards, right? And in the original story, before it went up to floor 40, now they have increased it all the way to floor 50, right? So that's more of the mid and late game players to do these content. All right, that's it from me. Hope you guys got heaps out of this. Let me know if you got any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.